Ethnicity and religion in Iraq. Iraq is a multi-ethnic and multi-religious country. The population is composed of a majority Arab, along with other minorities such as Kurdish, Yazidis, Christians, and a few Jews, among others. Through hundreds of years, these communities have lived together, sometimes in peace, sometimes there has been struggles, conflicts among them. But after all, they all form what Iraq is, a mixture of different communities, culture, beliefs, and values. The majority of the population is composed of Arabs united by the Arabic language and religion, Islam, but divided between Sunni and Shia. There is also a minority of Arab Christians. Islam reached Iraq within a few years after the death of its founder, the Prophet Muhammad, in the year 632, and has remained the dominant faith. Like other great religions, it has been much affected by sectarian schisms. The most important of these, the Sunni Shiite division. Therefore, we can say that in Iraq, the Shia way of Islam is the predominant one among the Arabs of Iraq. Estimates show that approximately 97% of the population, 22 to 28 million persons, are Muslim. Shia Muslims, predominantly Arab, but also including Turkoman, Faili Kurds, and other groups. The Shia, they are 60 to 65% majority. Sunni Muslims are 32 to 37% of the population. Approximately also 18 to 20% are Sunni Kurds, 12 to 15% are Sunni Arabs, and the remaining Sunni Turkmen, which meaning these are the descendants of Turkish people that at one point in history, they settled in Iraq. The remaining approximately 3% of the overall population consists of Christians, Assyrians, Chaldeans, Roman Catholics, and Armenians. We have also Yazidis, Mandaeans, and a small number of Jews, according to the reports of the International Religious Freedom in 2003. Therefore, we have to say that the majority of the Muslims there are Shia, 60 to 65% of the population. The Christian community played a significant role in what we know today as Iraq, with the diffusion of biblical values, especially those of the Jewish teacher Yeshua ben Yosef, known as Jesus of Nazareth, the prophet and the master of Christianity. A few years after the execution of Jesus by the Romans, second and third generations of his followers reached what is today Iraq, preaching the gospel and finding a warm welcome by the people of the land. In the following years, thousands embraced this new faith, building churches and creating significant communities. Among them, the Nestorian Church played an important role in the region, together with the Catholic Church, the Armenian Church, and among others. The Assyrian Chaldean Christian community in Iraq is one of the oldest constant Christian communities in the world. In fact, they are the native people of the land that embraced Christianity when it reached Mesopotamia. Sadly, today, they are just a minority. Through the years, they have been conquered by many empires, persecuted, forced to convert, or simply killed. According to the U.S. Department of State, under Saddam Hussein, the government sought to undermine the identity of minority Christians, especially the Assyrian and Chaldean Christian community, also Yazidi groups. Therefore, the Iraqi Christian community have faced a constant threat throughout the decades. Another important group in Iraq were the Jews. The Jewish presence in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, is a very old one, predating Islam and Christianity. History tells us that the Jews, as a significant group, were taken captives by Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, and taken to Mesopotamia when this king from Babylon conquered the Jewish kingdom of Judah and destroyed the first Jewish temple in the year 587 BC. A substantial Jewish community flourished there and remained significantly strong through the centuries. We can say that the Jewish community of Iraq had great academies of study, important rabbinical leaders who compiled the famous Babylonian Talmud and contributed immensely to the well-being of the country. Sadly, such long Jewish presence through the centuries was diminishing more and more. After the creation of the modern state of Israel, close to 1 million Jews were expelled from Arab countries, thousands of them from Iraq, finding refuge in many countries besides Israel, such as the United States, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, and other countries, though it must be mentioned that a minority immigrated voluntarily to Israel previous to these events. Today, the Jewish presence in Iraq is almost non-existent. Another important ethnic group in Iraq are the Kurds. The majority of them are Sunnite Muslims, though a minority practice Shia Islam and also some practice Christianity. They speak their own language, Kurdish, and we find various dialects of it in the different villages, cities, and countries where they are spread. A de facto Kurdish state has risen in Iraq since 1991, but no one recognizes it, and the declaration of independence of a Kurdish state in Iraq or anywhere in the Middle East is opposed by the Iraqi government, Turkey, Syria, and others. In addition, the United States is on record as opposing independence because of the supposed instability it will create in the Middle East, according to the Middle East Policy Council. Because of these and other reasons, the two significant Kurdish parties in the country, the Barzani and Talabani, have both denied any claims for independence. It seems that no one wants the map of the Middle East to be redrawn again.